My name is Stephen Gugu, and I teach at Strathmore Business School. I'm an adjunct faculty, and at the moment I'm sponsoring the Private Equity and Venture Capital program. I'm the module leader. What private equity and venture capital entails, and I'll start by first of all just defining what it is just basically when any investor wants to put in private capital into any company. So you will have some cash, you want to invest it in an organization. It's not a listed equity. Then what do you need to do to be able to make sure that you take care of any due diligence related issues to ensure that your investment does not disappear at the end of the day? And so what it entails at the end of the day for any investor who wants to put in is that you need to understand first of all why do you want to invest in a particular company, which sectors do you want to invest in, what is the key process you need to follow. And I'll be very specific. For instance, if you see a company that you want to invest in today, the first thing is figuring out the opportunity and whether it is the right opportunity for you. What is the growth rate of the company, what sector is it in, and so forth. The second step is about due diligence. So are you happy with the company, the way it's being run, where the company is being taken, the entrepreneur who's behind that particular company, the tax issues, the legal issues, and so forth. The third thing is that you need to value the company and you need to structure the deal. And actually the program that we are running is very tailored towards that, to ensure that any person who wants to invest in this asset class can be able to approach it and know all these different things. And of course, it's always good to remember that as an investor, you're not there to stay for the entire time. You want to make some return. So at some point, it's critical to start thinking about exit-related issues. So at what point are you going to sell? Who are you going to sell the company to? And so forth.
Well, as a participant in the private equity venture capital program, I must say I'm quite happy. It's been very knowledgeable. It's practical in the sense that they take you through practical examples of what happens in the private equity world. It's been knowledgeable in the sense that they've given us more meat in what we already know in terms of theory and what needs to be done. So it's an all-rounded program which has been very useful to us.
I think for me the key highlights of this experience was basically the content of the program and also how it was delivered to us. The content was very insightful, especially for people like us who are in the industry sort of. And we was able to get quite a lot of learning points that I'll be able to go and apply at my workplace. So in a sense, I think for me it refined the skills that I need to be able to execute the deals well. If it's an issue to do with the negotiations, I think I'll be able to do that much more better and with a lot of efficiency. So I think for me it's been a very good experience, very intensive program, which I was happy about. So I'm going home with a lot of experience.
I think the best part was the due diligence part, because for due diligence, if you get it right, it means one, you get the right price, you enter at the right time, and you're able to exit at the right time. So all sessions were okay, but for due diligence, it was really relevant for me, and it will be paramount in my day-to-day duties, because it's something that we do on a daily basis, looking at opportunities. So with the enhanced skills on due diligence, I'm better than I came to SBS.
The course content was actually quite organized, structured, in such a way that I loved how they kept time, like the faculty, the course leader, the program leader, they all kept time, and the methodology that was used, the fact that we're having like case studies, practical cases, they actually help you have a better understanding of what you're learning.
The methodology was very good. It was more of case studies approach, where we had the material to read beforehand. So you read the material, then you come to the classroom, you're able to go through the material quickly. Then after that, you're able to break into discussion groups and go through a case study, sort of life examples of what exactly happens in the industry. So I think the methodology and that approach was very good in terms of fostering the learning points, and just bringing them to life to be able to see how they work in the practical world.
So for me, what I would consider to be a success is some of the pension funds who have come for this particular program. If they start putting in cash, in private equity, I would consider that number one, we've been successful. Number two, we've had some transaction advisors who've come for these sessions, and they are always dealing with private equity investors or dealing with entrepreneurs in terms of helping them to receive private equity related funds. So if they're able to do their job much better, to ensure that you have much better deals which are being taken, you have more deals which are being converted at the end of the day, I would also consider that our work is very well done. The third thing is that we have some young funds who have come for the program. And for them, the key thing is just to understand the ins and outs of running a fund. What do they need to be looking for? And of course, the key thing for them is that if they put in cash, they need to get much better returns at the end. And so then if that happens, then we'll know that we've been able to be successful. And the important thing about the program is that you've been able to do all those things. We've instilled people with the skills which are necessary for what they are doing through the sessions. We've also networked them, because we have interesting panel sessions with different people, so they know other private equity players who are there, so they've been able to network very well, so they can be able to interact with different people. And now it's just up to them to go out there and just change the world, so to say.
I would definitely highly recommend this course. Highly recommend it, because in my stint, in my time in the legal department of a DFI, we have really been looking for this kind of course, and we have searched far and wide. We have been able to identify some that have been offered by providers out of the country, and so this course has preempted that for us. So I think private equity is something that we can now comfortably say can be sourced and found in Kenya, and can be found and can be useful.
Consider such a course, especially for people who want to do or to go to private equity. I think it's a highly recommended course. It gives you the necessary skills. It demystifies what private equity is. So I think it's a course I'll highly recommend to anyone.